We've got Judge Executive Michael Mueller here with us this morning. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing?
Doing real good. Judge, did you have a good weekend?
I did.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Did you enjoy the weather?
Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah. Finally, some nice weather. Once the rain stopped, but
Yeah.
I was taught many years ago, never curse the rain because it will
Right.
stop.
Yeah, that's true. That's
right.
true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Appreciate it while it's here. We had not too long ago one summer where it was like it was bad.
Yeah.
The river got gross and what about let's let you take a stab at the question of the day real quick.
Yeah, well, first question, just softball question
just
for your
ease you
appearance
in
today.
here.
Easy in. What is the greatest
and that's
movie?
a good one because I heard y'all talking and I was like, is it what I like the most? Because
Right.
you got to go with like a Caddyshack or Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but I don't think that's greatest of all times.
Right.
Just sitting here off the cuff, and a lot of people might not agree, but I'm kind of an Avatar fan. Mm-hmm. And the reason is because of the meaning behind the film. When you get done with it, it's really about the way we've become as a society about greed. So it doesn't matter, at all ends. It all ends with the money.
Yeah.
No matter what they destroyed.
Yeah.
So I've kind of watched that twice now, and it's interesting when you look at it because to me it kind of talks about the society we've become, unfortunately.
And the sequel as well,
exactly.
The Way of Water, where it's destroying the environment and the
that's
animal
exactly
life,
right.
and just for capitalist gains.
Probably wouldn't. That's just one that pops in my head real quick.
Yeah, and it's one of the highest grossing films of all time.
Yeah.
Can't beat Jimmy Cam's.
Cameron knows how to get it done.
Yeah.
And bring in the bucks also.
I might change my mind by the end of this conversation. But right now, when you ask me, that's what I'm going to throw out.
I like it. I like it.
I'll give my official answer at the end of your.
Oh, you're holding back, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. See how it is. You just put some things out there to see what we said.
That's right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of getting things done.
Yep.
Within the last few weeks, you guys had the County Employee Appreciation Lunch, right, that you guys did on the 9th.
We did.
And then the day after was the birthday bash. So start us off with the appreciation.
It's been busy. What we did was, I kind of noticed I wanted to do something for the employees. And I noticed what could we do that would be beneficial and really get something out of it. So I found a guest speaker, and I've seen speakers kind of all over the country, and this guy just really talks about communication. And so, when we started it off, it wasn't about just don't think about this as a county employee, think about this, how you could do it with life. So on the picture there is Scott Harvey. He's kind of a motivational / communication speaker. And it really just comes down to life. How you speak to your spouse, how you speak to your kids, and things like that. So it was a great event. I want to thank, we did it at the Grand Theater. The city let us close St. Clair Mall down. I want to thank Jamie Bennett and the BIM group for having Tatey's Catering provide lunch, so free of charge to us. And then also I want to thank Taylor Marshall with the Marshall Lane Realty for paying for the speaker. So it was a great event, cost taxpayers nothing. But I am super glad that we were able to do it and just show the employees how much we appreciate them on a day-to-day basis. And hopefully they got something out of that they can take home to their family and their own life. So I did bring books for you guys.
Oh, sweet.
I want to give you his book.
Thank you so much.
I brought one for, I saw Kathy earlier.
Okay.
So I want to give this to Kathy. I didn't want to spoil it. So I brought a couple books that he wrote. I have not written. But it's pretty simple. You know what I mean? It's simple logic, but I think everybody can benefit from it. So we were very, very happy that we could do that for our employees.
And like you said, those communication skills, they start in the lifestyle at home as well, and then they kind of translate a little bit into the workplace as well.
And it gets into email, social media, things like that. What's right, what's wrong, how people can get a text message and it's written one way and you might read it as one way and you read it as a different, and then things blow up. So it was really interesting. So I was super glad we could do that for our employees.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the birthday bash.
So this is a cool thing. This is a huge deal. So a couple months ago, John Carlton came to us and he said, Franklin County has not really been part of Heritage Week. And I said, well, what does that mean? What are you asking? And he said, well, we haven't done anything in the county. I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? What do you want, John?
Yeah.
And so we ended up coming up with a birthday party at Lakeview Park. too many sponsors to thank, but again, we were able to put this whole concert on because of our sponsors, no cost to the taxpayers. We had great music acts there. Jerry and Nat, there's Jerry there, local, and then Mashgrass out of Versailles, a bluegrass band, and then Walker Montgomery headlined it. He's John Michael Montgomery. Well, you said that last time, didn't you?
I think maybe wasn't supposed to.
No,
but
it was
yeah,
good.
yeah,
It was good. So there's Walker there. So it was a great concert. We had over 1,000 people there.
That's awesome.
Couldn't be prouder of everybody for what we did there. I also want to thank Squire Sherry Sebastian and my executive assistant, Mitzi Jeviden. They really put the work in on this one, and it was a team effort. I also want to thank Parks Department, Road Department, Sheriff's Office, Fire Department, and Emergency Management, and the city for providing the stage for us. But it was a great night. Weather was almost like fall-like. People had to bring blankets and everything. And everyone says you should do it more often. I said I shouldn't, but we should. It was a lot of work, but we are working on trying to get an amphitheater built in that same space because we know we have the parking, and it's nice to be kind of out in the county.
It's a great spot.
It's a great spot. The horse track is not utilized really anymore, so it's exciting. So we had a great event. Glad it's come and gone, but we will do it again, and we will do more. So, but time to keep moving.
Yeah. Judge, you mentioned the sheriff's office. I think that's probably a good segue to talk about some of the improvements that have gone on with the jail and the jail task force committee.
So when the past jailer decided to retire, I had the option to appoint somebody or to take it on ourselves. I don't like appointing people because I think that's kind of the good old boy thing. So Sheriff and I decided to take it over. He had Detective Ron Wyatt that had worked there, I think, for 5 years under maybe Rick Rogers, who said, I'm ready to retire again. I wanted to kind of take this on as my last project. So we took the jail over, and I just want to be transparent. There's still things that need to happen out there. It's not perfect. It's a work in progress.
Steps.
It is. But, we've been able to go over the policies and procedures. Actually, I think we vote on that tomorrow in our fiscal court meeting. It hasn't been updated in like 20 years. Just a lot of things like that. A lot of day-to-day things we're working on, painting the whole inside of the jail. Biggest thing we've done, and we've noticed on every year, the showers have failed on the inspection every year. So I was able to put some feelers out and able to find a business owner that not only donated the material, he ended up donating all the labor to do it too.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
and they want to remain anonymous, but it's such a generous.
But it was a huge undertaking. I mean, $250,000 worth of work. I mean, there's 30 or something showers in that place. So they came in, they took all the tile out, put all new epoxy in. Couldn't be happier with that accomplishment. They have not been updated since it was built. So that's a big thing. And the reason we kind of that came to forefront is when we toured another jail early on in Marion County. And happened to be a Q&A. One of the inmates that was in there was from Frankfurt. And so it was kind of interesting when we walked in. But one of the things he said was, the showers are nasty, and we feel like we're in a third world country. And that just kind of sat in my head. And I was like, that's true. People make mistakes in life.
Right.
Let's treat them like human beings.
Absolutely.
So very glad that we could get that done and get the new showers put in. So, but there's a lot of things going on there. We've updated a lot of things. We're trying to make better things happen. But you all know as well as I do, and we won't get into election day, but in theory, tomorrow we'll have a new jailer. So, we've gotten to a good point that once that position is...
That's a good question, because I, of course, would not put you on the spot and make you feel uncomfortable about who will be the next jailer or anything like that. But I'm sure getting things to a good spot, and then that way when the next jailer is elected, they can kind of hit the ground running.
In a good position to succeed. And
that's exactly right. So that's what the sheriff and I wanted to do. We wanted to get it in the best position we could get it before the special election. And then it's there's a picture of us right there. I don't know if there's any pictures of the showers themselves or not.
No, we didn't.
We didn't get any. Okay. So, but it's been an interesting thing. I never thought in this position I'd be dealing with the jail. You know what I mean? When you run for a county position, you understand it.
Right.
I was on the court and I understand most of it. But the jail is a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level that people really don't understand. So, we're trying to look at it now. Like, let's just not keep the people in there. Let's see if we can make them better, so when they come back into society, they can succeed.
Yep.
So
I like that. Yeah.
So it's
'cause-
good.
Yep. And along those same lines, in the press release, it mentioned expanded educational and vocational programs
Yeah.
and trying to get, I guess, accredited maybe or approved for the substance abuse program for
Yeah.
female inmates. So lots of
Mostly for
really
female.
good
There's
stuff,
not really.
yeah.
I think there's maybe only one or two other in the state that does that for female prisoners or residents. I've got to fix my terminology there. But so we're excited about that. So that will be a huge project for the new jailer once he or she is elected tomorrow, basically.
Speaking of which, that's a good segue.
Yep.
Tomorrow is election day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
It is. It is. And I
a
think
big
they
day.
said 50% in Franklin County will vote on election day. So I guess the other 50%, whoever has voted, I thank you. Before we get too deep into it, I want to thank anybody that puts their name on the ballot. I don't think people really realize the commitment it takes to run for local office. It's a family thing. You know, when we decided to do it, it wasn't me. It was my wife, my kids who decided to do it because it's a big undertaking. Win or lose, I want to thank everybody who's put their name on the ballot because it's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At the local level, it's still truly public service.
Absolutely.
Whereas nationally, it's turned into something else. But locally, there's no doubt you're doing it because you want to help people. You want to do something, give something back. Yeah.
Well, and I think even like the way the fiscal court's made up today, I mean, everyone wants to make Franklin County better, and that's the only reason I did it. So, all the people that have put in for, their office want to do better for Franklin County. So I think it's commendable, and I couldn't be happier in the way we're going. And, if you look at Franklin County, and somebody said this to one of the congressmen when we were meeting with him, they said, let me tell you this. If you're in local politics in Franklin County, you're doing something. Because if you think about it, Franklin County, the state, we're the state capital. So everyone's into politics here.
Yeah.
On a state level or on a local level.
That's very true.
And I think that's one of the reasons we have the highest turnout on an election. We're usually 6%. So I think that's interesting when you really look at that as far as, that kind of sunk in a little bit because it is a different league. It's not like we're in Eastern Kentucky or Western Kentucky. I mean, we're in the state capital.
Yeah, you
so
kind of have
all eyes are on you.
Yeah, you sort of have no choice but to be politically involved, at least like marginally here in Frankfurt.
Yeah, there's no question that people care about it more. It just means more here to borrow the SEC as far as politics goes.
But I think we do. You mentioned 50% of people will vote tomorrow on election day. But I think a huge shout out to Franklin County Clerk Jeff Hancock and his staff there at the office. I know they just wrapped up the early voting this past weekend, and they had absentee votes and all that stuff. So I think I really have enjoyed seeing that progress in the last couple of years, and more places and opportunities for people to vote multiple days and on a Saturday as well.
I think it's one of those things that post-pandemic we learned and we've gotten better.
I think so.
But I do want to thank Greg Fry and the maintenance crew and Duke Wilburn and the road department because they are diligently working to help the clerk and his staff get all the machines placed and ready to go. So I appreciate everybody behind the scenes that makes that happen.
Yeah.
Any information you need, there's a URL at the bottom of the screen there, and so many locations to vote. You don't have an assigned location, right?
That's correct.
No precinct that you're assigned to. It's basically most of the schools here in town. And then, of course, the Yes Arts Building and Capital City Christian Church and Activity
Kentucky
Center
State
as well.
University is usually underutilized. People need to remember that one. But
Exum Center,
absolutely.
And Frankfurt High Gym as well,
Yeah, that has changed this year. I think that's the first time. So,
I think so,
there's
too.
really no excuse now. It's just get out and vote. All these people have made a commitment to Frankfurt and Franklin County, and the least we can do is read a little bit about them and make the best choice you can. That's why we're in the United States.
Absolutely. I guess the last thing we got for you today is the Ride for the Wall. We mentioned this, I think, a month ago when you were on with us, and they're actually coming into town on Wednesday, right?
That is correct. On Wednesday, I think it's around 11 o'clock or actually 11:05. There'll be at least 500 motorcycles. There's a little thing there that will come in. They start in California, and they're heading towards Washington, D.C. for Memorial Day. And we are very, very happy that they stop at the Veterans Vietnam Veterans Memorial up off Coffee Tree. So I invite everyone to come out and show your support. It's a moving event. It's an event where there'll be some speakers. Most of them are veterans, but it's cool to see how many people, and it's young and old. It's multiple generations that have served our country, and you don't have to just serve our country to be involved. So they pick riders up as they come, and some fall off. So it's a pretty neat thing. I keep telling myself that one year, I'm an old motorcycle rider. One year, I'm just going to take it from here and go to D.C. But a little hard on the schedule, so I'll get there one day.
Yeah,
but
it's cool to see though. In our little copy we've got here, they started on the 15th.
Okay.
So it was Wednesday last week in Ontario, California.
Wow.
So
yeah. That's a run. That's a run. So a lot of good things going on in Franklin County. So I appreciate the plant board for continuing to support everything we do. And
yes, sir. And you guys have a fiscal court meeting on Wednesday night at 5 o'clock. Is that right?
We do.
Yep.
We do.
We will have, weather permitting, we will be shooting the softball championship game that night. So that'll be on Cable 10. But we'll still be there to help stream and make sure you guys are live on Facebook and Cable 10 YouTube channel.
Good deal. Yeah, we look forward to it. So it'll be a good meeting, and hopefully we'll get some more positive things done for Franklin County.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Judge, thanks for hanging out with us this
absolutely.
morning.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, absolutely.
I hope you have a great week and a great Memorial Day weekend.
You guys too.
All right.
Thank you.
I always appreciate you keeping us up to speed.
Yep.
Yes, sir.